has you covered.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. You have the medium, you have the opportunity. The forum is provided. Pick up the telephone and start a bat or start a bowl. The number to call is 4420175. You're on the program On Target. We are also coming live on We Noise FM 94.9 in Brooklyn. We are on RealFM. RealFM is back in full force, 91.9, 91.5. We're on YouTube and Facebook. We encourage you to share our program, like our program, subscribe to our program, and punch. Any subject matter, any topic. All such an interesting development all over the world. United States of America, Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Iran, and right here in Grenada. We have an issue trending in Grenada. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, it's a very good day.
Yes, my brother, good day.
I have three things to talk about.
Go right ahead.
3 days now, I get some water in my tap. Go down Bella Road to see a gallon going out. You hear?
Yeah.
Gallon going out day and night. And the next thing is that I'll know I ain't get August money yet.
You when you say you don't get August, you got September and October?
Yes.
But you don't get the month for August?
No.
So they skip the month for August?
Yes.
All right.
So I'll, that, and what that's something else I have to say, we know what it is again. Oh, what? They don't give us this money for the land?
Well, they say they're going to give it. They say they're giving it by account. You hear they're giving check. And it appears that they're giving some by some.
Okay.
So keep your finger crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about the water for me, please.
Yes.
3 days now, I get some water in my tank. And if you see water run down in the road in Belly down there.
So that means they have a bus pipe up there.
Yes, twice, the pipe box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, take it easy, sir.
So now, sir, this is one of our elderly people calling. He ought to be in his 90s. The environment in Grenada now is very hostile against the elderly. The government of Grenada is hostile against the elderly. You always find people treating elderly bad. But when you have a government that have a policy that is hostile against the elderly, the number of incidents could increase. Now, sir, there is some bus pipe in the area of Providential, Bel Air, Biedo, that area of Paraclete, between Biedo, Providential, and Bel Air. There are 2 bus pipes there. They're flowing, and the gentleman cannot get water. He's not he alone living in that area, but he's one of the leading elderly people there. So your attention is needed. And the social service, give the man his money. Please give the man his money. He's an elderly individual. These individuals have contributed immensely to society. They were very generous and helpful in society. They are not wealthy people, but they work hard and they have been very productive. And we have to say, thank God we have them alive in the 90s. The men tend to go faster than the women. You have a couple women well in the 90s and few men. Please address the issue. Another issue we have trending and is that issue with the garbage placed on the playing field in Carriacou. That has been there for months. And I'm very disappointed in our principals of schools in Carriacou. When you're a principal of school, you shouldn't fear authority. You should respect authority, but not fear authority. And I believe you have a right to advocate on behalf of the education system. If the schools in Carriacou were damaged so badly, and it was a serious challenge to get school to reopen, and there was no urgency by the government, and the Minister of Education took his holiday, it is even more opportune and critical that the principals of school open their voice and say remove the damn garbage from the playing field. In the absence of formal school, then you ought to have informal program, and your playing fields would have been an integral part of that program. You don't have to have white people coming from Europe or England, or yellow people from China, or red people from Russia coming to tell you that. Every educator ought to know that. If you reach the stage of principal of school, it means you're in the system long or you have a bachelor's degree. You ought to know that the playing field is an integral part of the education system, particularly when you cannot have formal school. So the fact that the garbage was on the playing field was unacceptable. It was wrong. It is the whole attitude against the education system. 70% of our children cannot meet the minimum requirements in school, and our educators don't care. Every social scientist and psychologist in Grenada should have been concerned. Obviously, the government is a group of individuals that are neophytes, political neophytes. They don't know much about nothing. We buy a cat in a bag, we get a fake that is greedy, a deceiver, and put people terrorists. So you don't expect much from him. But our institutions supposed to be effective enough to help direct this wayward bunch. The garbage stored on the playing field was unacceptable. It's a no-no, and it ought to be removed. They shouldn't put it, but it should remove. And voices in Grenada should have been loud and clear. I am not disappointed in the teachers' union executive. For the longest while, I've been following this bunch. And they don't seem to want school to open. They believe once they get the money, they don't care. The executive of the teachers' union, they don't care about productivity. Once the members get the money, they don't care whether children go to school or not. If they had cared, they would have insisted that the garbage on the playing field should have removed long ago. I do hope that the fire that was on that playing field serve as a serious warning to the government to clear the playing fields in Carriacou. Sometimes fire helps to purify us. It is a rude awakening. It jolts you to reality I don't know if the fire was started by natural means. It doesn't matter to me. But I do hope that what happened serve as a catalyst to jolt the authorities that be to clear the damn playing field. What you did was wrong. It was an educational crime. Everything the government has been doing seems to be counterproductive to the people in the lower income group. And I'm so disappointed that so much of our intelligentsia are supporting it. Or they're staying very silent. They're giving it their consent. Sometimes we say in local parlance, silence means consent. And in that stage, I believe they are staying silent because they genuinely don't want much people to be educated in the country. That might sound harsh and hard, but I think it is true. You see, if you have an education system and 70% of the children cannot meet the minimum requirement, and none of the authorities appear or seem to be concerned, it may be they wish. And they continue to do things that seems as if they want this to happen. So there was no urgency for them to open the schools in Karakou. They ought to have understood that the students will be even more traumatized than the parents. Because the pupils and students and children will be watching the trauma the parents suffers at home with the loss of their roof. And they cannot go to school. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
While we're on playing field, we have a similar problem in St. Patrick's. A program was started to do some remedial work on the fourth recreational facility. And I don't know for what reason, but that project is in limbo. It started, the field was dug up, and now the job has stopped. The contractors moved the equipment to situ. So it seems like the government have very little regards for playing field. Now, this is a premier field that has to be used for athletic sports, which is on us. And it also carries a hub of commercial activities with it, like the vendors will be selling it. So private schools, sports in St. Patrick's is in limbo. McGraw College sports, and we know McGraw College is a serious contender in athletic sports, will be in limbo. And I think the government is showing callous regard for the people of St. Patrick's. Thank you.
Yes, my friend. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why we end up with the quality of our executive in the teachers' union like that. The teachers' union is supposed to be concerned. Yes, I know this is not your primary objective. Your primary objective is your members. But you're supposed to want to see your student do well. It is in your interest to make certain that these things happen. And knowing yesteryear you introduced work to rule and you abandon intercall. But that doesn't make sense. When you add all that with the level of government we have now, that is a remedy for destruction. I don't know why there is no urgency from the government to address this issue, including McDonald College. Hurricane Beryl passed long enough. McDonald College should be up and running. Form 1 and Form 2 and Form 4s. I understand going to school by shift. When you break up the school rhythm so much, it have negative consequences on the students. Why is it the voices in this country to raise men like Mr. Tillman Thomas, who run in St. Patrick's? The two ministers we have, Joseph Andal and Dennis Cornwall, where are your voices? What McDonald College has done you all? What the north of the island has, what injustice they have done to you? They vote for you and you won election. If it was absolutely necessary that the children they couldn't go to school in McDonald College, why didn't you send these children in neighboring schools based upon the proximity to their homes? You have Waltham in Victoria. You have Montrose Secondary. You have SAS. You have St. Joseph Convent. You have Grenville Secondary. And you have the secondary school in Pulse. So temporarily, these children could be attending school full time in these schools. Why is it that you're going after poor people children? I'm absolutely certain if it was GBSS, the school fix long. If it was PBC, the school fix long. Because most of the children who do better, they go to these schools. Why is it our people are so set on destroying our people? Where are the voices of St. Jude? You're always on radio, you're backing up things and marvelous. What happened to your voices now? What happened to the voice of my brother Willie? I know you don't care about St. Patrick's, but for the good of the students. Camaraderie. Where is my brother Danley from Ticolor? And Ali Hadim? Raise up all your voice and advise Dennis Cornwall and Joseph Andal to make haste and fix the school or find alternative arrangement so the students can go to school. I am concerned and I'm worried about the productivity level in school. If our children exit school and they don't have the basic requirement to be competitive on the job market, that is a burden on our society. They're more likely to end up in jail. And you must know, all the prisons in the Caribbean, the majority of people in prison did not have a good education. So there is a direct relationship with you going to prison because you did not have a good education. The people unemployed, 60% of the people unemployed do not have the qualification, the skills, and the knowledge for the jobs that are available. So the experts in the Caribbean are saying there are jobs available. But those who are looking for a job don't have the skills for the jobs available. I encourage the women of this country, start to talk to your boys, fathers too, neighbors too. As you interact with young males, ask them what subject they're doing. You may be shocked. I have an attitude of asking them, give me the 5 most important subjects that you are doing in school. If you see them struggle, F and N, T and C, home management, what they'll say again? agriculture science, if you hear them search for the 5 most important subjects. Home management, big hardback man, tell me he doing F and N, T and C or what? I think that is textile and clothing. I find out F and N is cookery. And he doing home management. The school is domesticating our sons and preparing them for public ridicule. Next thing we end up with our next Joseph Andal and a Dickney Mitchell. We have to show some concern and some interest. I've always said our women in Grenada need to be more hungry for education. Find out what your sons is doing. Because it means when they leave school, they don't have the basic qualification to enter the job market. Make observation in your own community. Most of the security jobs today are filled by women. Because the men have to get police record. And some of our boys can go to get police record. They have to establish an account with a bank or a financial institution. And it's very difficult to open an account if you are just an ordinary rustics. The bank don't want to see you. The credit union don't want to see you. It appears the women more lucky than that. Some of them have accounts since they was to school. So the boys are struggling to get a job, even in the security service. So the women have to work in the night, and those who are lucky to have a child or two have to see after the child in the day, and you don't know what's going on in the night. This system is mashing up the family structure. It's destroying family. It's destroying relationship. It is serving as a catalyst for social disorder, social decadence. If the boys are unable to get a job, and very early they have a police record, they wouldn't starve. You could bet your bottom dollar they would not starve. They have to get a job. They might be more involved in gambling, substance abuse, predial larceny, and violent crime. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, after Mr. Pierre.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Pierre, in life, as parents, sometimes you have children growing here. You might be working for about 2005, right? And I said, well, I'm going overseas and look for greener pastures. So you left your children and went to America, went to England, without going to overseas, right? To help better your life and the children. But you see, more money is good. But then when you do that, you're leaving the trade open. Because you see, sometimes you their way, you're sending money for your children in greener here. But the money come in, and the children getting the money, they using the money. But what if it happen? The children now don't have what the mother, I don't say but the mother, what the grandmother doing, right? And the respect some of the children we have for the mother, they won't have for the mother, they want for the grandchildren. Yes, they getting the money, but the children still missing something. They're missing that mother love. Because some of the homes, the father is absent. The father is not present in the life of the children. And when you, as the mother, leave and go, they mean like both parents absent. Yes, the children getting the money. But where is the parental love? Where is the love of the mother? right? We got the grandmother, she might reach old age, and then some of the children nowadays, they're very stubborn, disobedient to people, disobedient to authority. And when you go do the thing go away, you send in the money, yes, you send the money. Sometimes some grandparents they get in money and they will squeeze the money and then train how they get in use of the money. Right?
The
So
ideal is to have both parents.
exactly to
But
have both parents.
60% of our household are led by single
Like
parents,
single parents,
principally the woman.
the woman.
So that's the reality.
And I always say myself here, the mother of your child don't have to be wife, and she will not be your woman all the time, right? But your child is your child. Your child will always be your child. So if you and your children mother are not together again, well, remember that's your blood, that's your child, right? Mind your child. But it comes out like some fathers. I don't think some fathers they tell somebody they can't get used again of the mother. Of the mother, they're punishing the child.
We need a lot of education
We
and
need to educate.
discussion on that.
We need to educate the men.
Again, 10% of children are wrong fathers.
Exactly, they are wrong fathers.
But what you need is education and encouragement. That is why government have strong social program. So children are not left behind.
They not live because
Yeah. So irrespective of the fact that a child may not have money, it would not affect the child education.
True.
But this government don't believe that.
They don't believe that.
They say that is handout and help me up and all kind of thing.
Look at it, so I think post one of the single person at home, so then was walking himself here. Right? The government, the election call, the government come and just get rid of them.
That is why you hear me put so much emphasis on the policy of the government.
The policies of the government. Right? And you know, when a single mother walk in and stay at home, it affect the whole family, it affect the village and the society. Because you, as a farmer, planting thing in your garden, you know what happened to you? When you plant the thing, you think to get it to sell, you can't get it.
Well, they wouldn't starve. I mean, come on.
They will starve.
If I was in that position too, I wouldn't starve.
Yes,
There's no question about it. We have to always remember, when your survival is threatened, your moral code of ethics deteriorate.
Exactly.
People would not starve. They go rob.
Yeah,
They go hold up people. They're going to gamble.
And the increase of crime.
They're going to sell drugs.
That increase crime.
They would not starve.
They won't starve.
Yeah.
But the crisis will be on the up.
Yeah.
So it's a play, that's what I have to say.
That is why, thank you, caller. That is why we have to constantly encourage our success story. Not to support things that is counterproductive to people in the lower economic group. This government policy is counterproductive to the people in the lower income group. And too much of Grenadians that have clout with the government agrees with the government. And the only reason I believe they could agree is because the government is promoting classism. You in a superior class from me because you are part of the intelligentsia. That is going to backfire on this country. Because you could push a people, you could push them, but the moral code of ethics is deteriorate. Will deteriorate. Look at what's going on in Carrico today. After I heard that people was removing material from people's home, after they purchased it in the night, I said, this group, this village community is deteriorating. Where are our psychologists? One among the people in grade are busy to say them is psychologists. Those in master's degree do psychology. And the evidence is on the wall. You push the people. You push the people. And you threaten their survival. And now they reacted. And you're doing as if you're shocked. So once again, I'm making a call to the authorities that be. Immediately clear the playing fields in Carrico. Immediately clear the playing fields in Carrico. Money is passing in your hand, and you all don't know what to do with it. You all behaving as a group of glad boys, taking picture and jumping up and around like some cricket. I have been begging Dennis Cornwall for months to get the Prime Minister to sit down on the blessed assurance so that he'll be able to start to man the country properly. The Prime Minister flying so much. Sometimes when they come out and fly, they can't even talk because they jet lag. So the Prime Minister already not a deep thinker, and he's flying so much, he don't have the time to get counsel from those around him who is wiser. If he continue to follow the Prince of Hate and the most fractious motivational speaker, he's going to plunge this country into an abyss. And you're going to find more and more people rejecting that policy. So I want to plead with Dennis Cornwall because I still convinced that Dennis Cornwall is the only hope in this political party. If he is helped by Lennox Andrew, then something they might be able to salvage some level of decency. But this political party is definitely destroying this country. I've been calling on the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest for over a year now to address the issue with Miss Charles, Deborah Charles. You took the land away from her. The sin you committed is greater than King David. At least King David sent Uriah to go and sleep with the wife. Uriah is the kind of mama pull to. The king tell you, go and sleep with your wife. Go and sleep with your wife. You say you want to defend king. So he send you in the hottest part of the battle. The parliamentary representative took from Deborah Charles that which she even did not have. She paid for the surveying of the land. It's a plot of land, maybe less than 10,000 square feet. She paid for the surveying. They gave her the payments, the monthly payments. And she continued to pay several monthly payments. The minister took back the land from her and sent her a letter rescinding the permission they give her. They take it back. The very month she received the letter, she paid for the land because she was no longer living in the same community because of domestic and social problems. But she continued to pay for the land. The minister promised her that she will give her another piece of land. When she met the minister, she said, I could never believe it was you who had done that to me. The minister said, I didn't remember your name. She said, we sat on the same school bench. We was the two poorest in the class. The minister tell her, no problem. The parliamentary representative, she was a minister then. No problem. I'm going to get a piece of land for you. She lied to her. She watched her in her eyes. She deceived her. She tricked her. And she lied to her. I don't know how you sleep in the night. But I know Deborah Charles' tears is real. You stole away from her a dream. At least you could have given her back the money she paid. You could have given her back the money for the surveying. And you see, in Grenada here, our lawyers don't particularly help the poor. Every now and then they get a interesting case that could make them more famous, they do pro bono. But they don't help the poor of the poor. Because she went to a lawyer. But the lawyer must realize she too poor. And that fight will take too long. Because when they write the government will answer. And they go drill them around in the department. So she can't pay the lawyer. She spent months to make up the fee to pay the lawyer. Because in Grenada, some lawyers have the fee on the door. So before you see the lawyer, you have to pay for attendance. In her case, they didn't bother with your case. But she take months to raise the money to pay. So I'm appealing to the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest. Dig deep down in your conscience. You and the Minister of Agriculture have a very good relationship. Lennox Andrew. And get a piece of land for her. Otherwise, you might have to lobby a lawyer somewhere in the Caribbean to let the government give her back her money. Give at least that to do. Give her back the money she paid. Give her back the money for the surveying and compensate her for psychological and economical distress. Compensate her for psychological and economical distress and give her back she money. I think it's 6% interest. The court does that. Is this injustice that has caused people to freak? Isn't this injustice that has caused people to take the law into their own hand? So I'm calling on the Prime Minister of Grenada, Dick Mitchell, and the Minister of Agriculture, and the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest to bring justice to Deborah Charles. Give her back her land. Or give her some legal representation she can pay lawyer. So they could sit on her behalf. So you could give her back the money she paid for the surveying. The several payments she paid. Some of them was lost in the Great Fire. But she presented several to you. The parliamentary representative just keep record. So she have them. But if you don't have them, you could ask Untag it. Untag it, go send them to you again. Give her back she land. A compensator. Return the money she paid with interest. And compensate her for psychological and economical damage. You know what it is for somebody to dream? You know what it is somebody to tell somebody this piece of land is yours? And then you paid for the survey. You went through the land and you continue to pay money for it. And they take it back from you because they see you as nothing. You're classless. And you're begging and pleading in the society. And those who could help refuse to help. Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Survey, the Ministry of where you go and pay income tax. She go there too. She go to a lawyer. And she go to the minister. Now how you people could sleep when you have done such great injustice to the ordinary man, beat all cockfight. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good morning. How are you doing, my brother?
Good, man. Great, man.
Mr. Pierre, where's Lacquette? Where's Mr. Lacquette?
I don't know, Lacquette must be taking a rest or sleeping on the beach or going on holiday or something. Lockett will have no responsibility to anybody again. Lockett was fired, police escorted him out of the government compound, and he washed his hand and he said, that is it for the politics. He failed.
Mr. Pierre, Lockwood didn't wash his hands. Lockwood was bought to keep him out shut.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't have this information. And remember, when I speak on this program, I speak truth because I'm a manager kosher up. So I don't put in myself. You hear how I'm speaking about the minister and the parliamentary representative for Northwest?
Yeah, you have to defend. You have to defend yourself.
She know I have me manager kosher up. So tie the truth.
Mr. Pierre, Lockwood get the money to hush him out.
I don't know about that. I ain't taking part in it. I could tell you, I could tell you, I very believe that somebody is blackmailing Dick based upon the evidence I have. But I don't know about Lockwood.
Mr. Pierre, save your money, you know.
For what?
Money, I didn't know politician was up for sale. If I had known Velma I would have bought Velma.
Well, you when you come in Grader, you find out a lot of things. One politician traveled 24 times in 23 months, and she used to travel with she boy, you know. Run up a hotel bill for over 30,000, and they said the government pay.
She missing she tool, eh?
And I understand that. I don't know for sure. She bank account read more than 60,000.
Mr. Pierre, save your money.
You think it's easy here? I don't know money. I'm financially embarrassed. I'm suffering from money instability. I can't take no soup.
I took mine about Dick and buy Velma because I'm not scared of Dick with Velma because I know what Velma want. Dick want the same thing, but Mr. Pierre, the money. I wanted what to buy Velma, the money.
Mr. Man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What I know,
to the money, Mr. Pierre.
What I know, the parliamentary representative trick Deborah Charles. And Deborah Charles used to sit on the same bench with her.
Mr. Pierre, find out when Velma outputs.
I don't know about that. Again. You have to find out about yourself.
Find out when she up for sale again.
I don't know about that. I don't take it no part in that.
All right, brother.
Yeah, my brother, thank you. I'm financially embarrassed. I'm suffering from monetary instability. So I only speaking the truth and giving my opinion. When I speak the truth, I am a manager kosher. And I dare them to challenge me. And I say to the parliamentary representative, you and the Minister of Agriculture moving real good. And the Prime Minister, you and him moving real good. Give Deborah Charles the land back. Or give her back of her money with compensation. For economic, the lawyers have other term using. I don't know the term they're using. Economic and psychological damage over the years. I have never seen an individual so determined. And she have done everything. Work and save money for months to pay a lawyer. The lawyer say, well, go to the Ministry of Agriculture because this case and them is difficult. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, she's the same one that come in Carriacou and give away 90 houses. And she still turn around and say she didn't know about that.
Yes, she says she don't know. $160,000 had number 10 jumping the fence and asking Jab to take picture.
Yeah, man,
see, it's a failed dream.
The fence low, man. She just walk over that.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you see, we have to, as a people, the writing does be on the wall, but we ignore it. You know, we want to hear what we want to hear. I always encourage people, listen to both sides. Don't say I'm only going to listen to on target. That is not good. Listen to both sides. Do your little research. It's not hard. Find out. Try to be objective. And let us do good. Good is good to do good. A prime minister of a country the voice of a prime minister is important. The prime minister is you have a term describing it, forget. But anyhow, the first among equals. And the prime minister word must be believable. He is not perfect. He will make mistake now and then. But this prime minister is lying. He is blatantly lying. Little things he lying about. If you remember on Heroes Day, the prime minister said nothing wasn't put up on the foot. Since 1993, they had a plaque. The prime minister lying over little thing. So I want you to research pathological liar. Before it become part of your use, Google. And remember, if you can't Google, ask your children. If they don't Google, don't give them financial assistance. Say, Google for me. And even a 5-year-old could Google it. They asking Google, Google, what you mean by pathological liar? And Google telling you. Google. That is why some of our intelligentsia believe that they are the smartest thing since sliced bread. And they're busy to call us stupid and dunce. Now you have the phone in your hand. And the phone could be an extension of your brain. The phone is like a university. You could use the phone to access information. When you don't know the meaning of a word, Google. If you can't Google, ask your children. Call them. They want ice cream. Come on the phone. Google. What do you mean by a pathological liar? Google. Our prime minister is well qualified to be considered a pathological liar. He lies without compunction. And this is not good for your country. It's an embarrassment. The prime minister is not settling down to deal with the issues in Grenada. And he continued to speak for all the ministers. So that makes it worse. Because he don't know. The ministers is not having an opportunity to interact with the prime minister. You remember when he went in Carriacou? After burial, he didn't get a chance to see Tevin. He's flying around. So he's not able to hold discussion with his minister. One minister went to a meeting. She said she forgot she computer. She said only a little purse come with. I know the information, but I don't have it in my purse. So, laughable. So next time, you see how Joseph Andal choke and practically cry. And then they hide Joseph Andal. I plead with the Prime Minister. I beg him to take the post of Foreign Minister. Give Joseph Andal the post of Education. Because this Education Minister is an embarrassment of no mean quality. Remove the man you have as Education Minister. It makes no sense. He's an embarrassment of no mean quality. Joseph Andal will do a better work. Then nobody cannot accuse you for traveling because you is the foreign minister. You is the face of Grenada. You're better than tourism. You're more impactful than Kirani James. You're more impactful than when the American invade Grenada. You're more impactful than Maurice Bishop. And you're more impactful than Kit Mitchell. That they send a battleship here for him to go on it to make telephone calls. You're more impactful than Eric Gary. The British, that is the only man in Grenada. The British send on 2 battleships to quell Sky Red. But you, Deacon Mitchell, you say you're more impactful than it. So close down the Ministry of Tourism. Take Foreign Affairs. The old people would say you're a Semitic. Otherwise, the Caribbean island, the other Caribbean leaders, going to be laughing at Grenada. We always lead, you know. Grenada always do things pretty outstanding. And we take the lead. We're not even following now. We get wayward. We're out of order completely. So as we wind down to the end of the program, you have an opportunity to make a couple calls. We want to always thank some of the people who contribute to our programs and some who listen to us all the time. Imbi from Munich. Imbi is one of the individuals that might be lost in history. Spent some time in prison during the revolution. They lock him up. We'll get right. Was on the 4th, the day Maurice Bishop was executed, and participating in the discussion on the 4th. So a very important character in our history, Imbi, from Munich. And the other people from Montfort, St. George's, we have 91.9 back. So the people from Victoria, Grove, and the other areas that were not hearing us, from Blaise, the RealFM is back in full force. So we want to thank you and for those people who remain faithful to us and support us all the time. You know, we want to thank you quite a lot. We'll try to read one of the posts. The woman make it hard for men to take care of their child. They become bitter baby mom. That's why the women get left with the children. Most men don't want to deal with foolishness. Well, I don't really, when you have a child, remember, it's very difficult for a woman. Let's be fair. A woman have a child and she have to carry the child for 9 months. And you, the man, may not be giving her financial assistance. But at the same time, you might be harming her. So in addition to not getting financial assistance, she also has psychological problems. You know? So it's difficult. And then she have to carry that child maybe for the next 12 years. So while you fioling all around, that woman is left with the child. So men have to be more sympathetic and prepare to reach out more to the woman. Even if you don't have a relationship with the woman anymore, then you must remember that you have to take care of the child. Some women bring men to court, can't help it. Can't help it. And when they do, they may get $150 a month. And the man crying, she hear with it. $150 a month is $5 a day. Now, if you are with the woman, $5 a day is powerful. Because you may be able to pick a breadfruit, clean the drain, go and buy the gas, keep her company. But if you're not with her, what $5 a day could do? Could $5 a day make a meal? And some men say only the child is mining. If the woman is nursing the child and the woman don't eat, she would not have quality milk to nurse the child. I think it's a question of education. I don't blame any party too much, but I believe we must educate our young boys and girls. A girl reached 12 years old, and whether we like it or not, biological changes start to take place in her body, and if she has sex, and she reaching her cycle, she's likely to get pregnant. We mustn't close with eyes and with ears to reality. And the discussion must start about the ramification of getting pregnant. Because more often than not, the man that breed her would not be around long enough. 12, 13 years, that man had to run. You have to run. Try and see how you can bail out to Trinidad or Belize or Brazil. And don't come back. Because that means he had sex with an underage child. So a lot of discussion. And today, we stopped talking about virginity. You see, long ago, we were able to talk about the sanctity of a virgin. And that would have been a prophylactic, a preventive method to prevent the child from becoming sexual active. But by the time you meet a 15-year-old now, and you ask them, you churchy, she said, no, she ain't churchy. You liberal? Yes, she liberal. And then you have people advocating a lot of liberalism. A man could marry a man could marry 5 women, women could marry in a group, a woman's body is whole, she could do what she wants with it. So you have these young girls within childbearing age, they ain't churchy, and they believe they're liberal, they could do what they want with their body. But discussion is not taking place about the ramification, the consequences, the implication. If you get pregnant, you might be left alone. If you get pregnant and you abort or you kill or you murder that child, you may never have a child. You might dead. You might get metritis. And you may never be able to make a child again. So we must hold this discussion, both with our boys and with our girls. And a lot of parents have the experience. Some parents have the education. But they don't have what it takes to hold a discussion. You're not hearing those discussions on radio and on programs. And then when a girl gets pregnant, we abandon her. Or we neglect her. And then you have 5 other men around playing the nice more than anything else because they want to take care of her. And sometimes they breed her again. And you see the problem. And then we come back and blame her. And then she drops some lash in the children's backside because she's angry and she's broken and she don't know have what it takes. And now these young women have to do security work. It's like a recurring decimal. So who they leaving their children with in the night? And I always say in the night, because I learned after 6, man turn beast. The old people didn't used to say that for nothing. They say after 6, man turn beast. So women, and they didn't want the girl children to be outside after 6. They wanted to give these young girls in childbearing age more protection. Now everybody liberal. And the consequences is homes led by single women. And they are forced to work now. So they're going and do security. So they're not home in the night. And then the young children are exposed to another recurring decimal. And it's so easy for us to blame them. Peace to you. Yes, all is well. Work has been a pain in the, but I won't complain. Yes, well, this writing started up nice, but some of the language a little bit agricultural and brutal. We come to the end of our program today, and we're back with you tomorrow for another opportunity to punch. And once again, we want to thank everybody. Thank you.